Welcome to Bobby Does Recaps. This is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Season 1. Buckle up for a wild ride where a regular kid named Percy discovers he's the son of Poseidon. You know, like, you're a demigod, Harry. It all kicks off with 12-year-old Percy on a school field trip to the Met, where his pre-algebra teacher, Mrs. Dodds, turns into a winged fury and attacks him. Percy accidentally vaporizes her with a sword pen that he had just gotten from his Latin teacher, Mr. Bruder. But for some reason, no one else sees this. Everyone acts like Mrs. Dodds never existed, and Percy gets expelled, heads home to his sleazy stepdad, Gabe, and awesome mom, Sally, who finally spills the beans about what's going on. Greek gods are real, and Percy's dad is one of them. Now, we cut to their Montauk cabin getaway, and things get weird when his buddy Grover shows up, hooves and all. Because he's a satyr, and he warns them monsters are coming. So they hit the road right away, but sure enough, a raging Minotaur chases them, grabs Sally, and makes her vanish in a golden flash. But this sends Percy into a rage, where he snaps off the horn of the Minotaur and stabs it right before he passes out. Percy wakes up in Camp Half-Blood, this secret demigod training camp. He meets camp director Mr. D, who's actually Dionysus, and he realizes Mr. Bruder is Chiron, a centaur in disguise. He bunks in Hermes' cabin, meets cool kid Luke, and gets hazed by bully Charisse, who tries dunking his head in a toilet. But, boom, Percy's water powers activate and blast her back. Annabeth's watching. She's the sharp Athena kid. She ropes him in to capture the flag, where Percy holds off Charisse's squad. He gets sliced up a bit, but helps win. Then Annabeth shoves him into the lake, and his wounds heal, while the glowing trident claims him as Poseidon's son. Which is a big no-no since the big three gods swore off kids due to them becoming way too powerful. Grover drops the news that Sally's alive and in the Underworld. Zeus thinks Percy stole his Master Bolt, and war is brewing unless it's returned by the summer solstice. Now Percy must head out on this quest to go to the Underworld, and he chooses Annabeth and Grover for the quest. Before they head out, Luke hooks up Percy with these awesome flying shoes that his dad gave to him. So our trio hops on a bus and heads cross-country, but gets ambushed by two Furies in New Jersey. They barely escape into Auntie M's Gnome Emporium, which is actually Medusa's lair, where she whines about being cursed by Athena and tries to pit Percy against his pals. But friendship prevails, they chop off her head, petrify one Fury with it, and after they settle some trust issues, Percy mails the head to Olympus. That's some high-level trolling. Next, they try a train west, but they get ambushed by Echidna, the mother of monsters. She's training a baby chimera that poisons Percy, but they escape and hide in the St. Louis Gateway Arch, supposedly a Athena monument. But Echidna and her chimera crash in. Percy tries to fight, but he gets tossed off the top of the arch and plunges hundreds of feet, right before Poseidon sends a water sprout to yank him into the Mississippi, where a Nereid messenger clues him in that he can breathe underwater, and his father is waiting for him in Santa Monica. The crew reunite and learn they're wanted fugitives for the trade mess. On the road, they run into the god of war Ares, who offers to help them if Percy and Annabeth snag his shield from an abandoned amusement park, Waterland. But it turns out Waterland is a Hephaestus trap. Percy gets stuck on a magic throne, turning him to gold, but Annabeth sweet-talks Hephaestus into freeing him. They return the shield, and Ares hands over a backpack of supplies and hitches them a ride on a zoo truck to Vegas. On the truck ride, Grover says based on his chat with Ares that he thinks Charisse stole the bolt. So they magic message Luke at camp to expose Charisse, then hit the Lotus Casino, where people forget things that mean the most. In addition to that, Hermes warns them that the place also messes with time. Turns out they've lost days now. Now, with time running out, they jack Hermes' car and warp to Santa Monica, where the Nereid gives Percy 4 escape pearls and says the solstice deadline passed. War's on, but Percy vows to push forward. Our trio enters the Underworld via Procrustes' mattress store. They try bribing Karen with drachmas, but Cerberus attacks. Annabeth plays fetch to distract the three-headed doggy, allowing them to escape, but Grover drops his pearl. Then Annabeth gets rooted in soulgrass and is forced to use her pearl to escape. Next, the flying shoes activate and almost drag Grover into Tartarus. Percy saves him and also finds the Master Bolt stashed in the backpack that Ares gave them. They barge into Hades' palace, who's raging about his stolen helm of darkness and demands it back if they want Sally's return. Percy pieces it all together. Kronos is pulling the strings to pit the gods against each other. Now Hades offers sanctuary in exchange for the Master Bolt, but Percy escapes with Grover using the pearls, promising to fetch the helm, and they pop out in Montauk where Annabeth is waiting. But it's not just Annabeth. Ares confronts them on the beach, admitting he set up the backpack trap. Percy challenges him to a duel. First Blood wins the bolt and the helm. Water powers activate once again and waves crash in, allowing Percy to slash Ares' ankle. Ares angrily vanishes, but he leaves the helm behind. Percy returns the helm to Hades via Fury Alecto, heads to Olympus via the Empire State Elevator, returns the bolt to Zeus, who's all set for war, but Percy warns him of Kronos' plan, and Poseidon surrenders. Zeus is definitely annoyed, but he does call off war, and Poseidon zaps Percy back to camp. We're back at camp now, and Percy suspects Luke as the thief, all because of those shoes trying to take them to Tartarus. Luke admits serving Kronos for a better world, tries recruiting Percy, fails, and portals out after Annabeth overhears everything. Camp wraps up for the summer. Percy heads home to Sally, now free from Hades, but before he leaves, the trio vows to reunite next summer. And that's where Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 1 comes to an end. If you liked this recap, please hit that like button and subscribe for more of the best recaps.